Hi everyone, how are you doing? I am posting after so long today. It's because I was serving the world in different ways than coming on here and sharing my spiritual experiences and knowledge. And I am so proud of progressing so much in a few months. And I will share more about it as things develop more. But right now, it's in the beginning stages. So today I'm going to share a story of a dream that I had last year. I shared that with some of my followers in DMs, but I did not share it completely on my stories or anywhere. That's because it is so weird. I don't even know if it is real or was it just a dream or imagination, because I have a very very wild imagination. I've had very detailed HD highly imaginative dreams before, and those can easily be made into Hollywood movies. And I was just going through some of my previous dreams in my dream journal. By the way, I keep a dream journal. Whenever I have a wild dream, I just write it down, and I was so amazed when I went back and read some of my previous dreams. They are so highly imaginative, so detailed, and things that I could never think of while being awake. Anyway, so I was hesitant to share this because it is quite weird. It feels very close to being real, and it was like a very real experience for me. The feelings, the emotions that I was feeling during that dream were very real. And the one fact that causes me to believe that it might be real is that after more than a year of having that dream, now I have come across so many things that corroborate what I saw in my dream. So let me just first explain what I saw, and then I will discuss how I have come to believe that it might be true. I don't want it to be true, first of all, because it is terrifying to think that that might be a reality. So here it goes. So this was in October 2021. That was the time when I was getting my CVAX, if you know what I mean. I don't want YouTube to flag my video for saying that word. So first of all, I want to explain that I did not want to get it at all, but I was almost forced into it by the job that I was at. And now looking back, I do not want to do that ever again. If someone ever forces me to do something that is against my will, I should be leaving that place, right? But at that time, I was desperate. I was in need of funds. I was in need of so many things. So basically, I was in a survival mode. That is terrible, by the way. The society, the way it has evolved. And so before taking the vaccine as well, I meditated and asked my guides, should I take it or should I not take it? This problem is upon me. I don't know what to do. I pulled out cards. I meditated on this for a few weeks, and what came out was that it's okay, I can take it. I'm gonna be okay, everything's going to go good for me. So I went ahead and I took it, and I did not have any negative feelings while I was taking it. I was pretty open, and the reason I did not want to take it initially was that I just didn't need it, because at that time we didn't used to come in contact with any person while at home or at work, and we were completely isolated, and I just didn't feel that I needed to put something foreign that has not been properly tested yet into my body. And I just had my other vaccines, so I'm not against vaccines per se. It was just that one and the need for it. Had I been in India, I would have taken it right away as soon as it came. But I was here in Canada, and I was completely isolated, both of us, and I didn't want to take it. Anyway, so after I took it, 1 week after that, I had a dream, and as soon as I closed my eyes that night, I saw myself sitting in a chair and being very, very groggy, and not being able to, open my eyes properly. And I could see that it was very dim around me. There wasn't much light, and I was sitting in a chair, probably like this, and the chair had arms, and I had put my arms on those armrests, and I could see that there are other people around me sitting in similar chairs in similar positions. And I was worried, I was like, why am I here? What am I doing here, and what is happening to me? And I was just thinking that, and I just see like I couldn't open my eyes, so my eyes are like this, and I can see everything from like the slit between my eyes, and I could see that someone is coming towards me. And when that person came near me, I could see that they were covered in green from top to bottom, as if they were wearing something like a neon latex green screen suit, something like that. Their complete body was covered, and I could not see any feature at all on their body. The only thing I could make out was that their body didn't look exactly human, and I could make out that it was a female. I don't know if she picks me up or if she takes me by the hand, but somehow I find myself beside her and going with her, but I don't know how I was going with her. So there are other people also in green suits taking other people who were in the chairs with them, and I couldn't see all of that, but I could sense that that was what was happening, and I could only see through the slits in my eyes, narrow slits. Then I see that both of us, we enter through a gate. It was like a gate with the iron rods vertical, and after that I pass out. And when I wake up, I find myself lying down on a table. So it was like a massage table, or you can say something like the orthopedic table, the table that orthopedic surgeons have. So it was quite heavy, with leather seats, and there was like a lot of metal and a lot of knobs and stuff to change the positions and everything. So I was lying on that, and it was very cold, and I was again able to see through the narrow slits in my eyes. So what I saw was that I was on this table, and it was a very big room, and there was only a single table in that room, along with some machinery kept some distance from me, a few meters from me. It was all white, like a white hospital room, and there were tiles on the wall, and I could see that on the top of the wall. So I had a visual of the wall for a very brief moment. It was like a U shape with black tiles, and I could see that there was a vent going up, and there was light coming in through that vent. And after that I passed out again, and the next thing I remember was being hurled down something like a giant tunnel. So it was a pathway in which I was flying, but that pathway could have been a tunnel, or it could have been a large room, I don't know. But I was flying in the air at a very, very high speed. I had no control over what was happening to me, and there were machines all around me, something like MRI machines, but very, very big ones and separated ones, and I was being hurled through that at a very high speed, and I could feel the speed, but I could not feel the G-force. So I don't know how to explain that to you. Imagine that you are in space and you are going at a very high speed, but you don't feel the G because there's no gravity around you, so you don't feel forces acting like this on you, but you know that that is the motion you are doing in the air, right? And there was no air that was going into my face or anything. I couldn't feel the air. I thought that they're going to kill me now. I thought that they are going to splatter me into a wall, and I even thought that what if they don't stop this? What if I just bombard into something and I die, because the speed was so high. And at that time I absolutely felt what animals and what guinea pigs might be feeling when we experiment on them. That is the kind of feeling that I was having, that I'm just a small guinea pig and they are experimenting with me, and I don't have any control over what they are doing, and I don't even know what this technology is, what it is going to do to me. And I was feeling so anxious, but also after a few minutes of that I felt like a calm that came over me, because in my mind I just accepted that I'm going to die, so let me just be calm and remember everyone in my life. The movie of my life, it started playing in my mind, and I was just remembering everyone and saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, because it was as if I'm going to die. And I could also hear something like tuck, 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 just like the MRI machine does. Very loud noises coming from all those machines, and it was very, very scary to go through that. Suddenly I hear like this very loud sound, something like a very big grinder or crusher, and I thought, oh my god, they're going to crush me, they're going to grind me up. But that didn't happen. So I just stopped. I was in the air and I just stopped like that. I was levitating, and I could feel myself going up now very, very slowly. During the whole time I didn't feel any g-forces. Even when I stopped, I didn't feel any g-force, and I go up, 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 and then I pass out once again. So after that, I find myself walking on my own 2 feet. I find that same alien female dressed in all green accompanying me, holding my elbow, walking me towards that iron gate that we entered through initially. And I was aware of everything once again, but not 100%. And then she opens the iron gate, and then she just lets me off. She doesn't even leave me back at the chairs or back where I wanted to go. She just lets me off, and I'm feeling a sense of relief, but also so much anger, and also like an understanding of how animals might feel when we cage them, when we experiment on them. And I was like, what the hell did I just experience? What the hell did they do to me? And I kept walking, and I find those chairs. So I go and I sit on one of the chairs again, and I see that a few people are also back. Not everyone, but a few of them are also back. And then I pass out once again, and I wake up after that. So I open my eyes, and I was not at all sleepy when I opened my eyes. And I run straight to the mirror and check my whole body, because I was like, oh my god, did they just implant something inside me? Because I was so sure of this happening, and my heart was racing. I was so anxious at that time, and I checked my whole body. There wasn't anything, there was no cuts, nothing, no pain, and I was relieved. Now that is the whole story of what happened. But at that point of time, I had not watched any of the alien abduction documentaries. I knew that they exist. I knew that there are people who claim to be abducted by aliens while they were awake and in their sleep, but I had never watched any alien abduction documentary up till that point. But that night I went to Google and I searched where can I watch alien abduction documentaries, and I found a few on Amazon Prime. I think there is 1 or 2 on Netflix and other places. So I went ahead and binge watched a few of them. I was very much shocked, because many of the things that those people said in those abduction documentaries were exactly the things that I experienced. And I got very, very scared at that time, extremely scared. And I was like, oh my god, they're gonna come back for me again. And I was suffering from the traumatic effects of it for many, many weeks after that. So I had to stop the video here, because I lost the video that I shot after that. And I went and shot the video again after 1 week, and guess what happened? The camera suffered a huge error, and I completed the whole thing and it did not record anything at all once again. And I had to really dig in deep into the support section of the camera to actually find out the error and release it. Is this a coincidence? We don't know. And I'm here recording this for the 3rd time again. So where was I? Yes. So there were some other people's experiences that were similar to mine that I came across by watching different documentaries on alien abduction cases. And the first thing that was common was the way that they sedate you. So all of those people, they were sedated or they were paralyzed either in their whole body or from their neck down, and they were not able to move, but they were aware the whole time, and it was a very scary situation. And this thing was common amongst almost all of them. Then the second thing that was common was the green suits. So the aliens wearing those green suits is a very common thing amongst all these cases, and it was quite surprising because that is something very specific to be dreaming about, right? The third thing was feeling like a guinea pig, so all of them were feeling like an animal for experiment, and all of them expressed how the animals might have felt like. And I was feeling very weird seeing all those strangers on the TV saying the same things that I have experienced, and I was thinking that it was a dream. The next thing that was common was finding yourself on a massage table or an orthopedic table kind of thing. Very cold atmosphere, hospital with white tiles, empty room. And I actually have a story to tell you about a victim of alien abduction who had a similar dream to mine, and when he woke up, unlike me, he was very adamant. He went to a doctor and he got full body x-rays, and the doctor was like, doctors don't prescribe full body x-rays without any reason, but seeing how paranoid this person was, they did, and he got full body x-rays. The doctor wasn't expecting to find anything, but they were shocked when they found a tiny implant under his toenail. Just imagine. And there was no signs of any surgery, cuts, wounds, sutures, or anything. And he went right ahead and got it removed, and it was like a metal from the outside. Which metal, I don't remember. Organic tissue from the inside. It was like a small ball, and they were shocked to find that because we don't have implants like that, right? And I don't know whether they tested the organic tissue as well, whether it was from him or it was from someone else. We don't know that, but yeah, that finding was very, very unique and serious and shocking. And even I want to go for full body x-rays after watching that, but I don't think I can get them done here in Canada, so I'll have to wait. And the next thing that was common was escorting the person out and just leaving them there in that sedated condition, and many of those people experienced the same. They were just left somewhere to find their way by themselves. And the last thing that was common was people questioning themselves, because this whole experience must be very traumatic, but also quite dreamlike, trance-like, and everybody who comes out of it questions themselves first, because the likelihood of this happening is like way, way low. Although we do have scientific proofs of these things happening. One is that implant, and the second proof we have is of finding an alien hair and testing the DNA and finding that DNA to be so rare. I mean, it was a human DNA, but it was also so rare that only, I don't know, maybe 6 people have that DNA on Earth or something like that. I don't know the specifics. So you can watch that documentary called The Hair of the Alien. I think that is what it's called. There is a book as well. I don't want this to be true, okay? I don't want this to be a reality. We don't know whether they mean harm or they are doing this for our own benefit or for their own benefit. Are we just animals for experiment? We don't know that. So let me know how you feel about this in the comment section. Have you had an experience with aliens or an abduction or any dreams of any kind? Share them in the comments as well. And I still don't know whether this was real or not, but I am sharing what I experienced. And that's all for today, and I hope this got recorded. See you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.